Hey friend, what's up? It's me, Devin Marvell, back again with another video. Go ahead and do me a favor, start this video up by hitting that thumbs up button for me, and I hope by the time we get to the end of this journey, you guys all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So today we are talking about the 2017 American Music Awards. Did you watch? Come on, we gotta talk about it. So the show started off on a positive note with Jamie Foxx and his daughter on stage with first responders behind them, and Jamie Foxx gave a very beautiful, moving speech on how we all, as Americans, just have to stick together and appreciate what we have, and just, just how we gotta try to keep our heads up because it's been a tough year. There's been a lot of going on in politics and just in everyday life. It seems like there's always a shooting going on or another tragedy here, another tragedy there. It's been a very tumultuous year, so he was just saying that, we all have to stick together. He was giving a shout out to the first responders behind him. It's kind of a tribute to those people that were on the front lines of a lot of these tragedies that have happened in America this year. I found it kind of alarming that it wasn't a specific event that we were kind of doing like a tribute to, because usually it's like, oh, here's a tribute because this happened, but so much shit has happened that it was just kind of a tribute that was like, okay, here in general is a tribute to all the bad shit that's happened this year, y'all. And I was like, gosh, that is just insane, like how crazy this world has gotten. And I don't even want to say that it's just gotten this way because it's probably always been effed up, but man, the social media really put it right there in your face constantly. So yeah, it's definitely been crazy. And it's also crazy how desensitized I've become to these crazy events that happen. It's like I wake up and I check my phone and I see, 20 people dead, gunned down, whatever, and I'm just like, oh wow. Terrorist attack here. I'm just like, oh wow. You know what I'm saying? Like it's become so normalized, and that's what's really frightening to me. So after Jamie gave his speech, he introduced two of the most powerful voices in music today. That's what he said that he was introducing. And I was like, what? Beyonce's here? What do you mean? I didn't know. What? Beyonce's here? And then I was like, no, probably not, because she's on tour with Jay-Z. And then I was like, okay, Jasmine Sullivan. I mean, who could it marry? Or Shaka Khan? I mean, who are we gonna bring out? Like, I just had no idea. I was like, well, Whitney obviously can't do it. But, Mariah, maybe. I don't know. Who could it be? And it turns out that it was Pink and Kelly Clarkson doing a duet to Everybody Hurts by R.E.M. No shade at all. These women are actually, I feel, completely underrated when we're talking about powerhouse singers and amazing vocalists in today's music. I feel like Pink especially gets left out of that conversation. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe because they kind of group Kelly Clarkson in like adult contemporary, she doesn't really get the props that she deserves either. So it was dope to see both of these women come together. I remember when they were like teasing it on Twitter, they were like kind of like teasing each other back and forth. Pink was saying like, oh, I'm prepared to be outsung by you. And that was not the case at all. Pink showed her ass. Man, can that woman sing. Vocals, just vocals. God, she's such an amazing performer and singer. And that's not to take anything away from Kelly Clarkson, because Kelly Clarkson was absolutely amazing as well. But it did seem like maybe she was having some sound issues with maybe like her mic or whatever. But yeah, Pink definitely did that. Kelly Clarkson did that as well. They both sounded amazing. They both looked great. And I love the performance. I thought it was a great way to open up the show. So the legendary Tracee Ellis Ross was our host for the evening, and she did an absolutely amazing job just keeping things moving, keeping it going. I love her awkward, quirky sense of humor. She came out there serving look after 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 look. She was serving high fashion couture and just moments, darling. And it's like, she was really showing like, you know what, just in case y'all forgot who my mother is, let me remind you with this fashion here, okay? Because that's exactly what Miss Diana Ross would do, who is also in attendance to accept the Lifetime Achievement Award, and we will definitely talk about that later as well. But it was just beautiful to see Tracy up there doing her thing, hosting this award show. She has come such a long way in her craft, and I'm so happy to see that she's finally getting the recognition and admiration, and just I'm glad that she's finally getting her things and getting what she deserves. She has her fashion line coming out. I'm super excited to see how that does and to see all the fashions from that. Of course, she's got her show on ABC, Blackish, that is doing very well. They're about to have a spinoff called Grownish with Yara Shahidi. You know, Tracy's just doing the damn thing. To see her come from Girlfriends on UPN as Joan Clayton, and just to see her consistently working, like, that is absolutely amazing. And she is one that is truly, she stayed true to herself like the entire time. So shout out to Tracee Ellis Ross. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and talk about these performances, and then we can get into all the awards. Sound good? All right, let's talk about it. The first performer of the night was Miss Demi Lovato. She performed her hit song, Sorry Not Sorry, which is one of my jams this year. When I tell you, I have played that song so many times. I definitely have. It's just so upbeat, and it just makes you feel good, and it just makes you feel like a bad bitch. You know, that bad bitch that she's talking about in the song, it just makes you feel that way. She started out in the audience just kind of sitting there. She was like, just like posted up, like real still, like. And as she's just sitting there on the screen, because she's in the audience, on the screen and on stage, you see all these like mean tweets, like Demi Lovato is fat, and Demi Lovato is ugly, and Demi Lovato can't sing, and just all this stuff. And then she gets up and she says, you know, we all have to spread love instead of so much hate or whatever. Not to take away from what she was trying to get at. Like, I 100% get the message, but I feel like we give way too much energy to online trolls. We give them way too much energy. Every time that these celebrities are clapping back at them or posting their tweets or whatever, you're giving them exactly what they want and what they need, what they thrive off of, what they're there trying to piss you off to do in the first place. They want that attention, and you're giving it to them. And when other people see that, hey, I can get attention this way by being negative instead of being positive, they're gonna jump on that bandwagon and become a troll as well. So I just feel like we have to stop broadcasting and giving so much energy to mean tweets and trolls on the internet. So after all those mean tweets were shown, Demi got up and she walked to the stage and she did her thing. She looked fabulous. Demi looked absolutely amazing with that long black hair and that tan, and she got out there and she sang her face off as she always does. Demi Lovato is another one of a great vocalist of this generation, and I'm glad to see that she's been able to have so much success as well, because she has been through a lot, as we know. I know that she's battled eating disorders and I think bipolar disorder as well. We saw her kind of have like her little pitfall and go to rehab and kind of get in trouble for that like plane incident, but she's one that I'm definitely happy to see that she's been able to bounce back, because she's so talented. Now, I kind of wish that she would have performed another song off of her album, because Sorry Not Sorry, it's been done so many times. Like, I'm tired of seeing her perform on award shows. Don't get me wrong, it's a great song, but I would have rather her perform Tell Me You Love Me or Let's Ruin the Friendship. You know, what is the next single off of that album anyway? I just wanted to see her switch it up a little bit, but again, I love the song. I think that Demi did a great job. Next up performing, we had another Disney kid. Nick Jonas was also performing, and when I saw him, I was just like, it's kind of crazy, like, to think like Demi Lovato came from Disney, Nick Jonas came from Disney, Miley Cyrus is still doing her thing out here. She came from Disney, and what is this? Kevin Jonas as well. You know, with DNCE, he's doing his thing now. So Nick Jonas was up there. I love the visuals that they gave us in the beginning with all the hands like reaching out, touching him and stuff. And his mic, it just sounded like he was like kind of whispering, singing his song, Where to Find You. I don't know. I was like, what? I can't hear you. Speak up, Nick. I can't hear you. He did a great job. Once he got like towards the end of the song, his vocals got a lot stronger. I don't know, maybe his confidence got up a little bit. But once he hit that, yeah, it was like really good. I was like, okay, all right, there's the vocals. Nick Jonas, he makes really good music. I like him. Alright, so right after Nick Jonas, we have Miss Hailee Steinfeld, who is a Oscar-nominated, Golden Globe nominated. Maybe she's been nominated for Emmy too. I don't know. But the girl is a super talented actress. She was in the last couple Pitch Perfects, and apparently she is trying to get her little singing career going too, and I'm not mad at it. The song she was doing was called Let Me Go, featuring Florida Georgia Line and a couple other guys. She looked so good in that sparkly get-up. I am here for all of the extra. Those boots in that like sparkly blazer and the sparkly pom-pom shorts. Like, she did that. Like, she looked incredible. And as somebody, this was my first time being introduced to her as an artist. I think that she did an amazing job. It's clear that she's not like one of those artists that's gonna give you like vocal and dancing and you know, all of that good stuff, which is okay, because there are some artists that just come out there and they give us vocals. Mariah Carey is one of those artists. Jennifer Hudson is one of those artists. They don't serve you choreography and, you know, an 8 count. They give you their music. So, but she was still able to like really work the stage. She was here, she was there, and she like really kept me captivated and into the performance. So I was really into it. This was my first time hearing the song. The song was really good too. It's definitely one that I would check out and that I could see adding to, you know, one of my little playlists. So after Miss Hailee Steinfeld, we had Mr. Shawn Mendes, who is always performing on these award shows. He performed his song, There's Nothing Holding Me Back. He had his guitar up there, and he always, every time that I've seen him performing on award shows, he does a great job. He sings live, he's up there with his guitar. He's only 19 years old, so it's gonna be interesting to see where his career goes. But he's super talented. I like the song, and it's clearly a crowd favorite. I didn't realize how popular that song was, but when you watch the crowd reacting to him performing it, like, they were in it. I mean, Keith Urban was out there like, yeah, man, yeah, this is my song. So yeah, Shawn Mendes is out here and he's doing the damn thing. With Shawn Mendes, I just want to see him expand a little bit, just as far as, I don't want him to get stuck in that girl, I love you, teen pop area in music. I really want to see him really expand. I just want to see him expand his music. That's really about it. But yeah, he's a great artist. Shout out to Shawn Mendes. So then we had Selena Gomez performing her new song Wolves with Marshmello, and okay, so the song is cute. I like the song, but Selena, girl, that mic was not on. I mean, there's really no other way to like put it. That mic was not on. She was lip syncing for her life. The performance was cute though. It was kind of like everybody, like Selena was in like a nightie and surrounded by other women in nighties, and they were kind of like looking like they were in the woods, and a car was there, and they were just kind of like dancing like wild banshee. I don't know, it was a performance-wise, it was nice. It was cute. I like the concept. I like the visuals that they served us. But as far as me wanting to hear a live vocal from Miss Selena Gomez, yeah, it wasn't there. It definitely wasn't. You could tell that she was lip singing. But that's all right, I guess. I mean, Selena's been through a lot this year. She was battling lupus and had to get a kidney transplant, and now she's back with Justin Bieber. So, I mean, girl's got a lot on her plate. But, yeah, it was a cute little performance. I don't know, even just energy-wise, it just seemed like she seemed very despondent. Like, she was just kind of like, I'm here, you know, pick me up, you know, here I am over here. I don't know if the mood that she was going for with the song and the performance is very melancholy, but if that was the case, she did that. All right, y'all, so here is the moment that I'm sure that you guys are waiting for me to talk about, and that is the Christina Aguilera, Whitney Houston / Bodyguard 25th anniversary tribute. So we started off on a very good note with actress Viola Davis coming out to introduce Miss Christina Aguilera, and Viola looked stunning. absolutely stunning, and she received a standing ovation, which I thought was beautiful because, yes, Miss Viola Davis deserves all of the respect, okay? Y'all need to put respect on her name every time that you see Miss Davis, okay? Okay. You could tell that she really appreciated the love that she was giving, and she introduced this whole Bodyguard 25th anniversary thing. The AMAs had Christina Aguilera up there performing a tribute to one of the greatest voices of all time, if not the greatest voice, a woman who they call The Voice. They had Christina Aguilera performing a tribute 100% solo by herself to this woman. Christina, she is a vocalist who I do feel is underrated. I do feel like she is one of the greatest vocalists of my generation and one of the greatest vocalists just in general. I do feel like she deserves a lot of props. She is a fantastic singer. Sometimes she goes over the top, you know, sometimes those runs, it's a bit much, it's a lot. But when she holds back a little bit and she just gives you a good song and good performance, Christina is amazing. She's mind-blowing. I mean, let's not act like Reflections from the Mulan soundtrack performed by Christina Aguilera is not one of the greatest vocal performances of all time. We're just not gonna play like it's not. Even her song Hurt off of Back to Basics, vocals, Lord Have Mercy off that album as well. I mean, I could go on and on. Voice Within, I mean, Christina Aguilera is a great singer. So let's not deny that fact. Let's not act like that's not the case, okay? All right, so we have established that Christina Aguilera is an amazing singer, one of the best singers of all time. Okay, cool? We cool? All right, so walk with me here. So the first song that Christina did was I Will Always Love You. Whew. First of all, it's already hard enough to do Whitney, okay? That's first and foremost. You're pretty much setting yourself up for, I don't want to say failure when you're doing Whitney Houston, and you're not Whitney Houston, but you're setting yourself up for something. And I Will Always Love You is just one of those songs that is so legendary for its vocal and is so technical in the way that Whitney performed it. And I mean, mind you, that's not even Whitney's song. That is a Dolly Parton song that Whitney snatched up with her vocals and said, no, this is mine now. But it's one that you can't just do. It's so technical that if you're not going to do it the way that Whitney lined it up for you to do it, then don't do it at all. I also feel like Christina's, her tone, her voice just doesn't suit that song specifically. It just didn't. And even when it came down to the big moment, and y'all know which moment I'm talking about, that big moment where it pauses and, you know, and Whitney's like, and I wish you love, and it just pauses and you don't hear anything, but you know it's coming, and then boom, and when that part came for Christina, she was off, and for me that was it. It was ruined. That song specifically, it was just like, okay, girl, well, let's see what else she got, because this one just is done. It sounded, she was trying to sing her lower register. It sounded like she was trying to sound like Whitney. It just, and I mean, and I commend her because she had a lot of pressure on her to do it. So I do commend her for even getting up there and saying, yes, I'll do it. So then she transitioned into I Have Nothing, another classic Whitney song off of this soundtrack. Another very big vocal performance. This time around, I thought that she did a lot better. I don't know if she was just a lot more comfortable or what the case was, but I feel like she did a lot better with the I Have Nothing. After that, she transitioned into I Want to Run to You, or Run to You. I forget exactly what the song is titled, but that is one of my favorite Whitney Houston songs, like one of my most favorite Whitney songs ever. It's so beautiful, and even in the movie, when it came on, it was just such a beautiful moment with Kevin Costner just sitting there watching the video, and Whitney just looked amazing, like an angel just running. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to go watch that movie, it's so good. But anyway, she did Run to You. Now, This one I was looking forward to because back in the day, okay, back in the early 2000s, Christina performed a tribute to Whitney Houston. This song specifically, she did Run to You. And I think it was like on BET or whatever where they did the tribute. BET Honors, I think, might have been. Anyways, she did a tribute while Whitney was still living. She was in the audience. She did Run to You. She did an amazing job. Whitney herself got up on stage and said, Christina, you are one of my favorite voices in music right now. And you did Run to You the best that I've heard it other than myself. And that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot. And Whitney wasn't a liar, you know, and if she felt like the vocal wasn't good, she wouldn't have said that, you know. So I do believe that she felt that way. And when you watch the clip, Christina did a very good job of that song back in the day. I feel like they didn't give her enough time to really focus on that song because she had to get like, it was a medley. But I feel like they would have let her focus on that song. That would have really been a highlight of the night for her. Because it did sound good, the little snippet that we did get to hear of it. And she closed out with I'm Every Woman. And she sounded good there, got the crowd hype. It was, overall, the performance was okay. It was all right. It felt like it should have been more. It felt like it should have been better. There's absolutely no reason that Christina Aguilera should have been up there all by herself doing a tribute to Whitney Houston. There's so many great voices in music that should have been up there accompanying her, giving a full out amazing tribute to the legendary, iconic Whitney Houston. I do feel like all the controversy that I was hearing was a lot. It was a bit much. I do feel like we gave the performance too much. It wasn't that bad. And just like I said earlier, the fact that she had the balls to even get up there and do this, you know, I have to commend her. But Whitney deserved better. It could have been a lot better. It should have been a lot better. There should have been other people. I mean, I can name so many people that should have been up there giving that tribute that I'm sure that they didn't even think about contacting. So yeah, I don't know. It was all right. I feel like we don't need to keep harping on it or giving it so much. We don't need to hold this against her for the rest of her career. The real tragic part about this tribute is the fact that Whitney herself or her daughter, Bobbi Kristina, weren't there to represent. You know, it's only been 25 years since The Bodyguard, and the fact that Whitney Houston is not here on God's green earth to give the tribute herself or just to see the tribute or to give words on the 25th anniversary. And even her daughter is not there to carry on her legacy or her estate. Just that shady Pat Houston. So rest in peace, Whitney and Bobbi Kristina. All right, so Lady Gaga was our next performer. She was performing at, we kind of got like her via satellite performing from one of her shows. Gaga started out on the piano and she just looked amazing. I want Gaga to keep this curly hair forever. Gaga was serving 1990s Mariah Carey vision of love, honey. Like, she looked like a freaking rock star. I mean, that outfit and the hair and the makeup and just her on this piano. Like, Gaga is, man, I adore her because for a while it seemed like Beyonce was going to be the last of the true artist, the true performer. And I'm not about to argue with y'all. I don't care what any of y'all say. Beyonce is the last of that, of an artist that really just gives their all as far as their music and their performance and vocals and all of that. And Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars and Pink and Kelly Clarkson, you know, people like that are still holding it down for a true artistry. So I think that's absolutely amazing. But Lady Gaga, she performed a song called The Cure, which when I heard it, I was like, wow, is this a new Lady Gaga song? Because I don't think I've ever heard it before. It turns out I did hear it because it came out in April of this year, and it didn't actually do numbers. It didn't really do well, which was shocking because the song is damn good. Like, I remember when I first heard it, I think I brushed it off, but then after seeing her performing it and going back and listening to the song again, I was like, God damn, this is a really good song. And it sounds right for this generation of pop music. Like, it sounds like it would fit right in. But I don't know, we were like, no, try again, Gaga. But the song is really good. I'm glad that she's performing it because it deserves to be performed. I mean, the song only hit 39 on Billboard Hot 100 and it didn't even stay long. Like, it's crazy. Gaga gave an amazing performance. Like I said, she looked good. She sounded amazing. She gives us everything as far as her artistry. The next performer was Macklemore, no Ryan Lewis, but he was performing a song with Skylar Grey off of his new album. His new album is called Gemini. The song was called Glorious. And yeah, it was all right. I'm not really a Macklemore fan. It's not like a white rapper thing. His music just really never spoke to me. Even the Same Love Song, which is an amazing song. I thought it was very bold of him to do that song. I've never been able to really connect with Macklemore's music. But he's a great performer. He was up there giving high energy. Skylar was on the keys doing her thing. She looked great. She gave a great vocal. But yeah, all right, next. Next we had a group called Portugal the Man performing, a group that I've never heard of, and shame on me because they are amazing. I just discovered their music with this performance. I went after I heard the song and was like diving into their discography, and I was just like, how have I never heard of this band? They're like an alternative rock band, and they've been around since like, what was it? They've been around since 2004. Their first album, Waiter You Vultures, came out in 2006. But they do have an album that just came out called Woodstock. You guys should definitely check it out. It is amazing. They performed their song, Feel It Still, which actually hit number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. And I'm still like, how have I never heard of this band? It's crazy, but I'm glad to see that they're starting to have some mainstream success and getting some recognition. But like I said, check out Portugal the Man if you have not and you like alternative rock music. They're pretty dope. All right, so then we had Zedd and Alessia Cara performing their song Stay, which is one of my favorite songs of this year, for sure. It's so good. I love the poppy version of it, but this unplugged acoustic version of it really showcased Alessia's vocals. And how cute is Zedd? I adore Zedd. I think that he is so adorable. But he was on the piano doing his thing, and Alessia was up there. She looked so elegant in her gown, and she was just giving us vocals, honey. I adored this performance. I thought it was so good. They had like an orchestra behind them. Like, it was just such a good performance, and I feel like seeing this performance in this light really gave the song a new feel. So then we had young Khalid. Well, that's not his name, but he is young. He's like 19 years old, I think, is too, just like Shawn Mendes. Or maybe even younger than that. Anyway, he's a little teeny bopper, Mr. Khalid. But Khalid went up there, he performed with Imagine Dragons. They did like a little collaboration performance. Khalid started performing his song, not Location, but it's called Young, Dumb, and Broke. It's a nice little song. I checked out his album. It wasn't for me, necessarily. That Location song is and always will definitely be a jam for me. I like his voice. I like him as a performer. I think that he has great energy. He seems like he has a great personality. And he seems like a very positive person. So I like him. I do like Khalid, and I'm very excited to see where his career goes after this album and after, you know, the hype of Location and Young, Dumb, and Broke. I definitely want to see him succeed. His album was called like The American Teenager or something like that, and I think it did pretty well, so. But Imagine Dragons came out, they performed their song Thunder, which is dope. I adore Imagine Dragons. They're so talented. They always give an amazing performance and great concept and just all of that. And to see these two forces come together, it was dope. It was a nice little performance. So Miss Pink came out for another performance. This time it was just her. She was performing her new song, Beautiful Trauma, off of her album of the same name. And whoo, man, Pink is not only just one of the greatest vocalists of my generation and in general, but Miss Pink is one of the greatest performers of all time. Just when I thought like, okay, you know, she did her high flying thing, I don't know where else she could possibly go with that, she says, I got you, and performs on the side of a building. She was on the side of a Marriott building, doing her flips and stunts and singing live vocals. Like, I was just sitting there in awe, amazed the whole entire time. Like, is this real life right now? Is this woman really performing her song and choreography on the side of this hotel building? Like, it was amazing. It was such an amazing performance. I'm so thankful that we have Pink. Give her her things, y'all, okay? Make sure that we give her her flowers and her props while she is still here walking amongst us. Pink is just, she's so special. She is something else, and she's still out here selling records and doing the damn thing and being true to herself and just representing for the girls and having a positive image. And it's just, man. And to see her continue to have the success that she has had, because she's been around since the 1990s, and I think so. I think her first album came out in like 99. It might have been like 2000, 2001. Go buy Beautiful Trauma, y'all. That's just all I gotta say. Go buy Beautiful Trauma. Just go buy it. Go buy all her albums, actually. All of them. The next performer we had was Niall Horan, previously from the group One Direction. He did his song Slow Hands. It's a nice song. Performance-wise, it was like, it was just chill. It was nice, like, chill performance. There's really not much to say about it except for I want that hat that he was wearing. I really do. So then Kelly Clarkson hit the stage. She started out performing her hit song Miss Independent off of her first album. Mind you, we're celebrating, it's been 15 years, okay? 15 freaking years since Kelly Clarkson won American Idol. She was the first American Idol winner, and it's just like, gosh, 15 years ago? That is insane. Like, getting old is so weird because it's just I feel, it doesn't feel like yesterday. It does feel like it was a long ass time ago, but 15 years? Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Like, I remember where I was when she beat Justin Guarini and became the next American Idol. I remember her performing a moment like this. I remember going to daycare and singing that song like all day. Kelly Clarkson, she's continued to have success and do her thing and stay true to herself as well. She's another artist I truly respect. She is a singer. Her first album was very soulful. I think it was actually called, what was it? The album was called Thankful, and it was a very soulful album. And I've been wanting her to go back to that style for a while now. She delved into like pop rock, but with this latest album that she just put out, which is called Meaning of Life, it's very soulful, it's very bluesy. And Kelly was performing a song off of it called Love So Soft, which kind of was giving me like Duffy's Mercy song, Tease. But it's a really good song. The album is really good as well. So definitely check out Kelly Clarkson's Meaning of Life. If you haven't yet, just give it a listen. Just give her a chance because the album is really good. So then we had a K-pop group by the name of BTS performing, and wow. Just wow. Those boys, this was their first debut performance in America. The song was an English song, it was still in Korean, but I was 100% into this performance. I was so captivated because they sounded great, they looked great, they were so in sync. You see what I did there? But yeah, there's this boy band from Korea, and they just, wow. They did amazing. They really came out there and were like, look, this is what a boy band is supposed to look like, okay? Now in America, we have a shortage of boy bands. I guess that's why we had to go over to Korea and go find us one, because they're huge over here right now. It is the craziest thing. Like, they have a huge American fan base, which is why they're even on the American Music Awards in the first place. I was watching a little clip of them doing an interview, and they just seem so adorable and humble by all of their success, and they're just excited to be here and to be performing, and I adore them. I think they're awesome. But we definitely need more boy bands and more girl bands out there, y'all. Everybody is not meant to be a solo artist. That's just not the case. Everybody is not meant to go solo. So if y'all could just, start teaming up again and give us some groups, that'd be great. Last but not least, as far as performances, we had the legendary, iconic Miss Diana Ross, who was there to accept her Lifetime Achievement Award. She came out to give us a medley of her hits. They started off with a video montage of her career, which, just watching that alone, I was just like, oh my God, like, this woman is phenomenal. She is amazing. She's one of my favorite artists. I adore Miss Ross. She is just fantastic. Oscar nominated actress. She broke down so many barriers and doors for women of color and just women in general. She really before there was a Beyonce, it was Miss Ross. You know, she was in the Supremes, and then she went solo, and she's just phenomenal. I'm so glad that she's still with us. She's in her 70s. She looked amazing, and she could have been up there all night as far as I was concerned. I wish they would have gave her a longer set, because she has so many hits that she could perform. But she went up there, she did I'm Coming Out, she did Take Me Higher, East on Down the Road, The Best Years of My Life, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, and then she invited her grandkids up there to join her, which was so cute and amazing. Then she invited her whole family up there. They gave great words to their mother. It was such a beautiful moment, and I'm so glad that the AMAs chose her to accept this award. I'm glad that she's still with us to accept it, because Miss Ross, shout out to you. Thank you for all that you did for music and film and just in general. Diana Ross, y'all. Diana Ross. Something else that I thought was dope about Diana's performance was that she has Smokey Robinson with her. And if you know anything, Smokey Robinson was also on Motown with Diana when she was a part of the Supremes. They really came up together. So I was just thinking, like, wow, that has to be a dope moment for them to be like, wow, for him to be in the audience and be like, wow, look at Diana up there, 70-something years old. Like, I remember when we were just kids, you know, just starting out on this journey. And to see her up there with her grandkids and grown children that he probably remembers when they were like babies, like, it's just so dope. And even for them to be in the audience and to see how much music has changed since when they started, like, it's a really full circle moment. It's gotta be dope. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the actual awards now that we're done talking about the performances. So the AMAs, I just realized this year that they only nominate 3 people in each category. That's weird to me. I feel like they need to expand these categories just a little bit, you know. 4 or 5 people max at least, I think, should be in the categories, just to give us a little bit more variety. There's not enough variety in these categories, but the first award was for Best Pop Rock Duo / Group. And the nominations were for the Chainsmokers, Coldplay, and Imagine Dragons. Imagine Dragons won, as they should have. They were definitely the best out of that category. They gave a great speech empowering women and LGBTQ youth. It was a great speech. It was amazing, and I thought it was amazing that they went up there and even recognized LGBTQ youth and women specifically, so shout out to them. The next award was for Favorite Hip Hop Rap Song, and that went to DJ Khaled for I'm the One, featuring Chance the Rapper, Lil Wayne, Justin Bieber, and Quavo. I think that's it. So that went to him. He went up there and he accepted the award. He shouted out his son, Asad Khaled, who was also the executive producer of the album. He thanked God, which was, I thought, a beautiful moment, because people don't do that on award shows these days. It was like such a 90s thing. But yeah, I thought that was dope. You can tell he's just so humble. Yeah, so he went up there, he gave his speech. He said he's back in the studio. So shout out to DJ Khaled. Who else was in that category? We had Ray Shremmerd for Black Beatles, which I was like, that is such a lazy choice. That song is like so old at this point. It came out in 2016. Why is it nominated? All the hip hop rap songs that came out this year that were popping, y'all came up with Black Beatles? The next award was for Favorite Country Male Artist. The nominations were for Sam Hunt, Thomas Rhett, and Keith Urban. And I was rooting for Sam Hunt because his song, That Body Like a Bag, it's a really good song. I love that song. So I thought it definitely would have went to him. But Keith Urban won. And then one of the presenters, Miss Catherine Hahn, came out, and I thought we were gonna have like a Steve Harvey Miss Universe moment, because she was like, wait guys, just let you know. And I was like, uh-oh, he didn't win. They about to give it to Sam Hunt, as they should. But I was like, oh my God, what's about to happen? And she was like, Keith Urban actually also won 2 other awards. He won Best Country Album and Song. So he won 3 awards in total. They decided to go ahead and give it all to him at that moment. He shouted out his wife, who was in attendance, Miss Nicole Kidman, and he gave a great speech and said that they were gonna bring home these awards to their babies. And I was like, oh, that's cute. I love them together. The next award was for Favorite EDM Artists, and the nominees were for the Chainsmokers, Calvin Harris, and DJ Snake. This went to the Chainsmokers, obviously. I mean, they had an amazing year. They were all over the charts. Their songs did really well. You could not turn on the radio without hearing a damn Chainsmokers song. But the fact that Calvin Harris didn't get it upset me, because Calvin Harris makes amazing music. His last album, Funk Wave Bounces Volume 1, if you have not heard it, go listen to it, because it is a concept. He really did that. It was such a good album, and I mean, this is what you came for. Like, I don't know, but the fans vote for it, so what can I say? Calvin Harris, in my eyes, deserved it. So the next award was for Favorite Adult Contemporary Artist, and the nominees were Bruno Mars, Ed Sheeran, and Shawn Mendes. I was like, for sure, Bruno or Ed has this. But to my surprise, it went to Shawn Mendes. This was his first AMA. The next award was for Favorite Pop Rock Female Artist, which went to Lady Gaga. She was nominated against Rihanna and Alessia Cara. I would have liked to see it go to Alessia, because I feel like she had a really amazing year. She had a few songs on the charts, so that would have been dope. Gaga, she had a good year. I mean, and if we are talking about just overall as far as a pop rock artist, I would say that Gaga probably deserved it the most in that category. We had New Artist of the Year. Nominees were James Arthur, Niall Horan, Julia Michaels, and Post Don't Listen to Hip Hop If You're Looking to Cry Alone. And Ray Shermerd was also in that category. The award went to Niall, probably because he was the only one that was in attendance other than Julia Michaels. I don't know. Also, I mean, he came from One Direction, and those One Directioners don't play, okay? They don't. I didn't even know that the song that he sung was his song before he performed it. But apparently he's had a pretty good year too, so shout out to him for getting that solo award. I know that that's a big deal for him. It shows that he's having success outside of his group, which is dope. So then we had Collaboration of the Year. We had Chainsmokers and Halsey for Closer, Despacito with Luis Fonsi, Daddy Yankee and Justin Bieber. Then we had Chance the Rapper, Lil Wayne, Justin Bieber, DJ Khaled and Quavo for I'm the One. Maroon 5 featuring Kendrick Lamar for Don't Wanna Know. The Weeknd featuring Daft Punk for Starboy. The award went to Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee and Justin Bieber for Despacito, as it should have. Shout out to them. I think it's amazing that a Latin song topped the charts this year. That's an amazing feat. Favorite alternative rock artists. The nominees were for Imagine Dragons, Linkin Park, and I'm missing somebody else. I forgot who else was nominated. My bad. But the award went to Linkin Park because they lost their lead singer Chester Bennington earlier this year to suicide. Shout out to them. They are a classic, legendary group that's been around since I was a kid. So definitely much respect to them. The remaining members of the group went up there and gave a speech just saying, you know, to artists to appreciate what they have and to rest in peace Chester and to keep living in honor of his memory and keep, you know, playing their music in honor of Chester. And they gave a great speech. It was a very beautiful moment. Last but not least, we had Artist of the Year. The nominees were for Chainsmokers, Drake, Kendrick, Bruno, and Ed Sheeran. Bruno won, as he should have, because that album, 24 Karat Magic, I've said it before and I will say it again, it is one of the best albums released this year. It is one of the best albums released, in my opinion, in a very long time. Not only was that album amazing, but Bruno Mars is just a phenomenal artist, performer, he is one of the greats. He will go down as a legend for sure. He is helping keep R&B music alive, and he deserved Artist of the Year for sure. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought about the show. Overall, I thought it was a decent show. It kept me entertained, kept moving. Tracee Ellis Ross did a great job. She looked amazing. Diana Ross. I don't know. I think all the performers did a pretty good job for me. Who do you guys think deserves a Lifetime Achievement Award for next year? I say Patti LaBelle. I don't know. There's so many people that are totally deserving of it. But I don't know, who was your favorite performance? Let me know. Let's talk about it in the comments. Were you guys upset at any of the people that won the awards? You feel like somebody else should have been nominated? Do they need more people in these categories? Let's talk about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this year's American Music Awards, all right? Well, I love you guys for watching. Thank you for being a friend. Make sure that you guys follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Stairway to Devin. That's D-E-V-E-N. Also, follow my Facebook page at Stairway to Devin as well. We got some great content on there. And I don't know. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll have another video coming for you guys soon. And the goal in 2018 is to be more consistent with these videos. But I love you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. And bye-bye.